Good evening, viewers, and welcome to our 5 p.m. news program, Talk Truth. And today we will be reporting to you all on the topic of misinformation in the information age. We will be examining this subject matter much deeper by taking a look at how instrumental globalization has been in preventing the spread of misinformation. My name is Malcolm Taylor, and beside me is my colleague and fellow journalist, Tricell Mccarthy. And we will be reporting on this story and analyzing various articles for you, so as to ensure Welcome back, and we will proceed with today's program by dissecting globalization's impact on reducing the spread of misinformation. According to Olaide 2020, the spread of misinformation is not by any chance a new phenomenon. It has been dated as far back as the 16th century and also the 17th century, where false information and unbelievably concocted stories would be placed in pamphlets and even within news articles that would be made available to the wider public. We are still facing these issues in the 21st century. However, on a wider scale, as technological advancements have created social media outlets, greater access to televisions, radio, and online articles where misinformation about political, social, and economic events are being spread more rapidly. O'Connor and Weatherall posited that misinformation may be defined as the incorrect or misleading information presented as fact, either intentionally or unintentionally. With that being said, not all misinformation may be deemed as intentionally harmful to the wider public. According to Robertson in 2007, globalization may be defined as the growing and expanding of interdependence of the world's population, economies, and cultures, and this is possible through the exchange of goods and services, flows of investment, technologies, people, and most importantly, for this presentation, information. In addition to this, Van Ham in 2019 posited that the term globalization first showed up in the early 20th century, taking its roots from the French word mondialization, and has developed its most recent definition sometime in the second half of the 20th century, and became widely popular in the 1990s. Globalization may have even started 2 years ago in the renowned destination, the Silk Road in China, a popular trade route in China which linked the Western world with places such as the Middle East, European and Asian countries. Now our trade routes include the sky, where advancing technologies such as airplanes and cargo ships have made impassable routes possible. As stated by Ijeoma in 2019, globalization did not just evolve the products and services sector. It also helped with the fight against the spread of misinformation. Conversely, it may aid in the spread of incorrect information as the same communication channels are being utilized. So one might ask, how has globalization been able to effectively reduce the spread of misinformation? This portion of the segment is where we elaborate on 3 factors, namely how globalization in the 21st century has assisted in limiting the spread of misinformation, improving technology which aids in dissemination of information, and curbing the practice of digital deceit. Firstly, we will look at globalization's contribution towards the fight against fake news by examining the point: globalization helps to spread accurate information. The low nature of globalization facilitates the transfer of information and knowledge worldwide. A more precise term for this is global communication. Weidmark in 2018 posited that global communication may be defined as development and sharing of information through verbal and non-verbal messages in an international setting and context. However, before it can be classified as global communications, there are 5 criteria that should be met, and these are: a person or an organization in one country sends a message, the message is then encoded, the message then travels through a channel or medium, the receiver in another country decodes the message, and finally, the recipient receives the message. An instance of global communication being used to fight against fake news can be seen when the major news network CNN corrected a story about Donald Trump because it was fueling misinformation. as stated by Greenbaum and Ember 2017. CNN on Friday corrected an erroneous report that Donald Trump Jr. had received advance notice from the anti-secrecy group WikiLeaks about a trove of hacked documents that it planned to release during last year's presidential campaign. In fact, the email to Mr. Trump was sent a day after the documents stolen from the Democratic National Committee. These were made available to the general public. This circumstance goes to show how global communication can aid in the spreading of accurate information, seeing that false information was reported by CNN, which was then corrected by the New York Times as well as CNN themselves. I now hand over to my associate Tricell McCarthy Samuels, who is eager to share with you how the globalization of technology, the vast improvement and sharing of technology helps to reduce the spread of information. Go ahead, Tricell.
Thank you for that, Malcolm. In addition to globalization limiting the spread of misinformation, as a result of globalization, improving technology can contribute to the spreading of misinformation. With advanced technologies, the dissemination of it has been easier. The information environment will not improve because technology will create more challenges that can't or won't be countered effectively and at scale. This type of spread causes the uniformed to act out, resulting in events like Pizzagate, where a man thought a pizza chain was responsible for supporting a child abuse ring, and he drove across the country with a rifle to fight for what he felt was right. Globalization in the 21st century has simply sped up the process of transfer of knowledge and misinformation via the internet and the pace of innovation. In China, there is a fake news marketplace where people are allowed to post news anywhere, whether fake or factual, and they are charged based on where it is that this information is published. This proves to be an abuse of one's power. Posts can be automatically posted to thousands of websites at a rate of 1,000 posts per minute. This proves the point that technology has aided the spread of misinformation on a global scale. Of course, these practices are present in more areas than just China. Researchers have been able to collect and compare disinformation campaigns from the US, Russia, and Middle Eastern countries and have resultantly been able to identify trends in what tools are used and how these campaigns are shaped in each region. In addition to the above-mentioned impacts of globalization and misinformation in the information age, globalization also curbs the practice of digital deceit. The crisis of democracy posed by digital disinformation demands a new social contract for the internet rooted in transparency, privacy, and competition. This is the conclusion we have reached through careful study of the problem of digital disinformation and reflection and potential solutions. An investigation was carried out about a Russian operation, and it revealed that the modern internet marketplace enables widespread of disinformation over online channels. These include questionable digital advertisements, social media bots, viral internet memes, and carrying toxic messages and heavily. These include questionable digital advertisements. These included questionable digital advertisements, social media bots, viral internet memes, and carrying toxic messages have heavily featured in the news. In conclusion, disinformation is defined as false or misleading information that is presented as true, whether intentionally or unintentionally. The propagation of disinformation can have a number of implications, including generating distrust in the media and weakening confirmed scientific research, both of which can put the public at risk. Globalization may have begun 2 years ago in China's well-known destination, the Silk Road. Simply put, Globalization has been utilized to encourage the dissemination of accurate information, enhance technology that aids in information dissemination, and distinguish between reality and fabrication. It has also aided in the fight against fake news. The information environment will not improve as technology creates new challenges that can't or won't be addressed quickly and at scale.